Welcome to the desk of Coach Hess. Today we are thrilled to have Don McCoy, president of Fulshear-Katy Chamber of Commerce, with us. Don, welcome.
Hey, how you doing, Coach? Good to be here here at the Fulshear-Katy area Chamber of Commerce. We are still going here and trying to do the best we can to help all of our clients and all of our members and the community at large. That's what we're here for.
Well, I'll tell you, I've been impressed with your leadership from the beginning of this all the way through.
And I tell you what, live TV, I'm going to turn off my phone. I apologize for that. It does ring. So go right ahead, Coach. I apologize for that.
No worries. So tell us a little bit about the chamber. What's going on? I mean, how's it going?
Well, I tell you what, the Fulshear-Katy Area Chamber of Commerce was founded and started back in January of 2014. So we're a little bit over 6.5 years old now. And what's been quite remarkable is when we started this chamber, and I was the first, I've been the president since the beginning. I didn't want to start a chamber that was going to be just about, the intangibles of a chamber is what we call it. And what I mean by that is you get a ribbon cutting and then you get some networking. But a lot of times people think of chambers of commerce and they think of it as, there's nothing really tangible. I mean, there is value, but what can I see and feel? The intangibles are what I call the value of your investment, the VOI, is, we advocate for you on a federal, state, and local level. We also go out and do a lot of programming and reaching out to help educate you and, keep you abreast of the latest trends, which is kind of the mode that we're in now. Because of the pandemic and some of the things that have happened, we're a conduit of a lot of information. And I mean, a lot of people are getting hit with information about when can I open or what can I do or what are some sanitizing protocols. Well, we have all that sort of through a filter in one place. And if you don't have the answer, we can find that answer, or you can find it on our website. So it's been very busy. But with that, we also implemented a lot of tools of marketing that you can employ at the chamber, here at our chamber, that a lot of chambers don't have, from an app on your phone to a marketing landing page to a traffic catcher system, search engine optimization, things that you probably don't think of a lot, but they are part of your membership here. And through that, ultimately, big picture, we're over 670 members now, Greg. And I'll tell you, Coach, it's what amazes me is I do this with a team of 3. I have Amy Norvell, our Vice President of Operations, and Rachel Durham, our Vice President of Membership. But what is, you think it would be tough, and it is sometimes. But what I love about our members is we are one big family. And I kid you not, I see it all the time at our meetings, at our Zoom calls, whenever we get together. Our members are helping each other and they care about each other. And, we lift each other up and everything. And to me, that has been the biggest blessing of all in this Chamber of Commerce.
Well, Don, I want to congratulate you as I've testified and lived through this with you in some ways over the last few months. Your crew has stepped up, and we do feel like we're part of the family within it. And I'm proud to be a part of the chamber and proud to be part of your group. If you had to identify a couple of things that you've seen pivot with this COVID-19, could you identify a couple things, Don, that are maybe will be sustainable even?
Yeah, when it first started and everybody was locked in and, restaurants were closed and everybody was closed and the offices were closed and people were working from home. It's really, what a grateful blessing we have to have technology at a point in our lives today that we can jump on a call like you and I are on currently right now. I mean, as little as 5-10 years ago, you didn't have that ability really, or not in an efficient way. It was very jumpy, or the technology isn't where it is. So this is about as close as you can get to actually being there live with somebody. So what I have found is a lot of our businesses are if this has done anything positive, it has made everyone take the time to step back, reevaluate how I conduct my business, and start using the technology that's available. I mean, I love old school. I love shaking hands. I love seeing people. I like going to the grocery store and in the stores, touching and trying things on. But that might have to change a little bit. But you have to be ready for both worlds. And what I'm so grateful what's happening is a lot of our businesses are, hey, where can I buy a nice video camera so I can do these Zoom calls? And I bet you there's probably thousands of people out there that are going, man, I'm a Zoom expert. I mean, here's a new buzzword for this time and day, Greg. What is your Zoom etiquette like? I mean, has anyone ever thought about that? Because when you first get on, you hear dogs barking, cracking, or your microphone's on and you hear paper being rattled around and coughs. And I'm very cognizant when I'm on, I'll mute myself because those are distractions. So to pivot into the technology, I think is a great thing. Your phone, when people started learning how to use their phone for business, this is the greatest tool in the world. It also can be very detrimental because you can get hooked on it, but I can communicate anything on this right here with anybody, anytime. And to me, if you're old school and weren't welcoming technology, maybe this has now opened your eyes to how beneficial it can be, ordering takeout, going online, getting your services out there. And not just getting people to come buy from you, but a way to advertise your services through the technology services, social media, and all that. And that's what the Chamber has available, ready for you to go. We make it easy for you.
Excellent, excellent. There's no question there's been a quantum leap in virtualization.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think the millions of people that had never been on Zoom before that now, like you say, I'm an expert.
Yeah, and it's like, have you Zoomed me lately? I tell you what's really funny, Coach. I had a gentleman the other day give me a call, and he said, "Hey, can I just I just want to talk to you for a few minutes." It was like I thought just on the telephone, that. And then when I got him on the phone, he said, "Hey, would you rather Zoom or would you just rather just talk?" I said, "Come on, I just rather talk to you on the phone right now." But it's got a comical side to it, but it's got a genuine benefit to it. And I think you reach a lot of people this way, because now we can record this, put it up on your YouTube, your social media and all that. Then people can come back and look at that conversation again. That's one benefit there, Greg, when you think about it. If I sit and have a strategy session with you, personally, one-on-one, you and I are the only one hearing it.
Right.
And what's great, and this is what I love about my chamber meetings on Zoom, is because I'm going to put them live on Facebook. So people, if they miss it, I can go back and relearn it, So that's kind of neat.
Yeah, that's a great feature. So here's a little different twist of a question.
Okay.
It said that smart people or wise people learn from others' mistakes. I want to ask you, what mistakes have you made along the way that you could share with others and learn from, other entrepreneurs can learn from those mistakes? Can you share one with us?
Man, it's a telling question. And I would say probably one of the biggest mistakes I ever made starting this chamber is, it's probably followed me all my life, is getting to number one in your business or whatever it is, or getting to the top of your game, Coach, if you will. I mean, when I was in my college, my fraternity, we built it to be the best fraternity on campus, in our opinion. I think this chamber is one of the top chambers in the area. That's just what I strive for. If you don't strive to make your business number one in its field, then you're missing the whole point. The biggest room in the world is the room for improvement. But once you reach a status and you start receiving accolades and people saying you're great and you're fantastic and your fraternity's awesome, your chamber's awesome, coach, you're the best coach out there. You know, whatever the accolades start coming from verbalization or social media, and you sit back and you kind of go, oh, okay, I'm pretty good. That's when it kills you, because the hardest thing about being number one is staying number one. Right. And that goes for my Dallas Cowboys, who were number one for many years. And then it's hard to get back to the Super Bowl, man. It's hard to get back to be number one in baseball. And that's why you work every day training. I use the sports metaphor, coach, because you're a coach, you know. We got to use that metaphor. You got to train yourself every day in business. You may think you're the best salesman in the world, but every time I hear Jack Warkentin talk about sales, I learn something brand new. I go, man, I gotta revisit that, you know. Or I hear you talk about, taking, care of your clients and customer service. You know, I've been a little laxed on that. You need those little reminders, and that's what we do in the chamber, and that's what you do in your business. We could be the best leaders in the world, but unless we continue to hone our craft or hone our abilities and be reminded. I mean, it's a biblical thing, you know. Humility is an awesome thing, and if you can be reminded to, watch your P's and Q's and get things going, and don't forget what made you number one, then I think. But that's a mistake I tend to do. I tend to think, oh, I got it, you know. And I'll tell you another mistake, but it's not really a mistake, Coach. I'll tell you, this is really kind of I have a sign above my door that my Amy and Rachel got for my birthday a couple of years ago. It says, I have a great idea. And they inserted the word another at the top. And it says, Don, because I always have ideas. And some of the ideas are, they're way out there or whatever, and they don't sound great. But don't be afraid to throw your ideas out there, because some part of that idea or one nugget inside there might be just that mustard seed that is planted in someone else's head and go, that whole idea, Don, is ridiculous, but that part about that, now that's something we could really go on. So don't think you're making a mistake by throwing out your ideas. Now, you and I are older, and so our brains are floppy disk, I guess. We don't have a lot of storage space. So for me, I got to get all the garbage out in those ideas in order to let new ideas come in. I can't store them. I just got to throw them out there, and so don't think of that as a mistake, because you're scared of what people might think, and that's a hard thing to overcome, don't you think?
Oh yeah. That's a great message, Don. I think the complacency I've seen in many times, and on teams I've been on, teams I've coached, and just like you say, professional sport, you see it happening. So last question for you.
Okay.
What has inspired you the most during this pandemic? Where's the big inspiration come for you, Don?
Well, to the biggest inspiration, one is my faith. I know there's only one person in control, and that's my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. That's me. And I hope a lot of people can rely on that, and that does get me through. But I would say from a secular world, if you will, what inspires me is I talk to a lot of our businesses on a regular basis in our chamber, and to hear them not giving up. And I know a few businesses. I heard today about a business going out of business, and I was sad to hear that. And whenever I hear of someone struggling, I want them to call us and let us help you work it out. Let's try to figure it out. And there are resources. Don't try to do it by yourself. Don't be afraid. We're here. But what inspires me is to see those folks out there, just like when Harvey hit or any kind of disaster hits. This is kind of a disaster in just another different way. And we rally with each other. We rally up. We're tough. We're Texans. I think we're proud in that regard. And those that have moved here that aren't from Texas catch that Texas spirit. I mean, you may knock us down a couple of notches, but you know, I'm always inspired by people that get back up. I don't know who it was. I think it was Rocky or Sylvester Stallone said something like, it's not how hard you can hit when you fall or hit falling down. It's whether you get back up that counts.
Yeah.
So always get back up, always go forward and keep marching forward, and know that you have people like you, Greg, you got people like me, and we got 600 and plus other business owners in this chamber that are with you, and they're here to help. And you're going to help them, and they're going to help you. And that's how we stay, what I'm calling on my signature on my email is stronger together, you know? So, and then here's one thing I want to leave you with. It's kind of interesting. I did this the other day. I said, if you pick one person in your life, in a business, and just pray for that one person for a week, you know, just pray 1 week, mention them in your prayers for a week, but don't tell the person that you're doing. And then see what changes in that person's life. So if you come across somebody struggling or something, just do that. And I think you'll be pretty amazed what might happen.
Wow. Great message. Great
Thank
message, Don. And I want to thank you for being a guest today. Just super interview. Really enjoyed it. And let's say goodbye. Any last message before we close out?
Yeah, be significant, you know, in your world, be significant. And I look forward to seeing you at our chamber meeting. That's going to be in June 10th. We're going to be doing a Zoom Fulshear-Katy area chamber meeting, and we're calling it Put Me in Coach.
I can't.
And yeah, and so you're going to be one of our coaches. We're going to have coaches. And so if you're sitting on the sidelines right now, we're going to have these coaches tell you how you can get back in the game and win. And that's what we're all going to do, is help each other win. So thank you, Coach, and God bless you for everything you're doing.
Thank you, Don. Real pleasure. Over and out from the desk of Coach Hess.